Hello children, welcome to our 8th English class. In previous class, I started the parts of speech. In that we have done noun. You know the meaning of noun. Noun, you learn what is noun and you also learn the types of a noun such as common noun, proper noun, abstract noun, concrete noun. These 4 kinds of a noun you have learned in the previous class and one more type of the noun, that was a collective noun. What is collective noun? Write down. Collective noun refer to group of people or things. What is a collective noun? Collective noun refer to collective noun refer to group of a people or things. Collective noun refer to group of a people or things. Example, audience, family and jury. See, what is the example? Example we can give family. See, observe your children. Family consists of more than one or two member or more than two members, isn't it? So family doesn't consist only of father, only of children. In the family, in the sense where it includes father, mother, children, grandparents, uncle, auntie, it may be consist of many people, isn't it? So, but together, collectively we call it as a family. So, collective noun, it means that it was a collection of many noun. That was a collective noun. Isn't it, children? So father you take, mother you take. This is all comes as a what? Common noun. So all the common noun together we will refer it as a collective noun. Whereas jury in the sense it is a group of a judge, isn't it? So they are specialized in different field, but together they were gathered as a judge, isn't it? Jury member, in the sense that together they are combined as a one group. So the group together we call it as a what, children? Jury member. Example, we may take students. Students in the sense they are totally students. They may be a different class, different section, but they are studying. They continuing their reading. Them we call it them as a student. So together students, that is a collective noun. Is it clear, children? Is it clear? So collective noun in the sense it is a group of a people or a group of a things. Then next another one is countable noun. Countable noun. Write down. Noun can be either countable that refer to something that can be counted. Noun that can be counted. Full stop. I will repeat once again. Noun can be either countable that refer to something that can be counted. In the sense, the noun which can be countable. Countable example we take books. Isn't it? Then banana. Then these are the things which you can count. Isn't it? So these are the things which you can count. Example here on this table, I will keep a books with all the subject in the sense out of your 45 students in a one section, 45 books of all subject I will keep. Maybe your first language, second language, third language, then maths, science, social. Like this, 45 each book I'll keep in all subjects. That can be counted. Isn't it, children? That can be counted. Yes or no? Tell me, that can be counted. Yes. So, the noun which comes for a counting or which can be measured, that comes in a countable noun. Take 1 liter milk. 1 liter milk. It can be measured. The noun which can be measured, that comes in a countable noun. You take 1 kg sugar. 1 kg sugar. The particle of a sugar, you cannot count one by one, but together we will measure it as it is a 1 kg sugar. Isn't it? So that is a countable. Then 1 soaps, isn't it? That we will count in a numbers. So the noun which can be presented in form of the numbers or which can be counted, that comes in a countable noun. Another one is uncountable noun. Uncountable noun, which is the opposite of this. What is the uncountable noun? Write down. Uncountable noun do not typically refer to things. Do not typically refer to a things that cannot be countable. That cannot be countable. Example: raindrops. Raindrops. Then sadness. Hat. These are the things or many things which cannot be countable or which cannot be measured. Example, you take raindrops. Yes, we can tell that today there is a heavy rain or a less rain, but you cannot measure the percentage of a water that we gathered out of the rain. Can we gather? Can we measure? No. So we can only guess that there is a heavy rain. So I can say for uncountable noun, raindrop is a one example. Then the tears. Take your own tears, right? If you are so sad, you will cry so much, but you cannot measure it. That what percentage you have cried. Can you measure it, children? No. That is what you can say. That is only a feeling. We can express that today I was so much sad, so I cried a lot. So we can feel it, right? But the water which comes out of our eyes, that we cannot measure. Whereas you take a hair. You can say she have a thick hair, she have a less hair, but you cannot measure our own hair. That is a uncountable. Then air, isn't it? Then the sadness. These are the things which cannot be measured, which is not actually a things that can be measured. Is it clear, children? So we referred simple form of the noun which comes repeatedly. So children, year after that, whenever you read any English magazine or English book or anything which related to a English, where you will get that types of a noun. In that case, in that manner, you must be able to differentiate that which type of the noun is this and how it is used. That you must be able to recognize and classify as a type of a noun. This is a grammar. If you are able to identify the type of a noun, how it was used, then think that you are perfect. Because in exam they won't ask you which is a noun, which is a common noun, which is a proper noun. They won't ask. These I thought because while referring article, you will get to use article, which article has to be used for countable noun, which article, then the proper noun which you have to use. Such kind of the few rules will come. So by using that rules, you must be know which is a uncountable noun or which is a countable noun. That you must be clear. So that manner I thought you well. consonant and also the types of a noun that can be used while we are referring the article, and you must be aware of the types of a noun, children. Here after this clear. Then next move on to the next topic, that is a pronoun. We referred now one of the parts of a speech. Now we are referring pronoun. Write down pronoun heading. A pronoun is a word. A pronoun is a word used instead of a noun. A pronoun is a word used instead of a noun. Example. In the sense, which are the pronouns? Example. I, comma, my, comma, mine, comma, me, myself, comma, you, your, themselves, comma, these, and that. And in the sense, this and is a conjunction. Remember, I just told to join, or you can take down as a comma. Okay, themselves, comma, these, comma, that. No need to take and comes in a conjunction. Remember. Okay, full stop. After that, full stop. Example. You are not writing. You are not writing. Then that is mine. Okay, here you is a pronoun, that and mine is a pronoun. Suppose instead of here you, if it is a noun, how you will write? Ravi. Example, Ravi is not writing. Isn't it, children? Ravi is not writing. Instead of noun, we replaced pronoun as a you. Here, instead of that, you can use anything that may be as a like that may be anything. Book is mine. Book is mine, isn't it? Social book is mine. Or magazine is mine. So instead of here again noun, instead of proper or a common noun, here we used pronoun. So what is a pronoun, children? It is the word which is used instead of a noun. What is a pronoun? Pronoun is used instead of a noun. To avoid the repetition of a noun, we use a pronoun. Okay. Then next one is adjective. Adjective, take describing words. Adjective is a describing words. They are used to describe noun or a pronoun. So what is the adjective? Adjective is a describing words. They are used to describe noun or a pronoun. Definition I will repeat once again. Adjective is a describing words. They are used to describe a noun or a pronoun. Example. They are used to describe noun or pronoun. See children, I will repeat once again meaning. The adjective is a describing word. They are used to describe noun or a pronoun. Full stop. Continue. It comes before the noun or pronoun. It comes before the noun or pronoun. Adjective always comes before the noun or pronoun. So example, Ashoka was a great king. Example, Ashoka was a great king. So here this great which describe about Ashoka or which describe about the king. So what is the adjective? Adjective is a describing word of a noun or a pronoun which comes before the king. So here which is the king? Here the king is used as a noun. So where it describing the nature of a king, isn't it? So here Ashoka is the king. So the quality or the nature or the achievement of that noun is described by using a word great. Clear? Here great is a adjective word. Then one more. He is a honest man. So he is an honest because of the H which sound a O L I used here and okay. That I tell, this is the article sentence also, example also, that I tell why here I used an, okay. He is an honest person. Here honest is a adjective which describes the quality of a man. So this is a adjective. Is it clear children? So what is adjective? Adjective which refer the quality or which indicate or which describe the quality of a noun or a pronoun, and it should come before the noun or a pronoun. See, this is a noun which comes before the noun. Is it clear children? Is it clear? Okay. Then remember that adjective always comes before the noun or a pronoun. Okay. Then verb. Verb. What is a verb? Verbs are action words. It is an action word, isn't it? Verbs are action words. It is a word used to express. It is a word used to express an action. It is a word used to express an action. Full stop. I'll repeat once again. Verbs are action words. It is a word used to express an action. In the verbs there are two types. First type is main verb. Main verbs. They are definition for main verbs. They are action words. Main verbs are action words. Full stop. Main verbs can stand alone. Main verbs can stand alone. Example, read, write, play, etc. In the sense, what is the main verb, children? Main verb it means that main verb referred to in a sentence. This word itself presents the action. It doesn't need any other supporting word to emphasize that this is doing action. Suppose example you take, it means that, see, if I tell play, if I say the word play itself, independent word, the play means that idea will come to your mind that action was going on. Reading, in the sense, it is an action. It means that there is a studies. She was doing a studies. Whereas writing, that is an independent word. Where you use that independent word in a sentence, it itself means that there is an action is going on. There is no need of a other word which emphasize these words. There is no use of, or there is no need of any other word which represent these action. Isn't it? Example you take. Example, she is reading. She is reading. Here the word reading itself represents that the action was going on. There is no need of other word to show that the work is going on. Clear? Clear, children? Then the second type of the word is auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb refer to, they are helping words. Auxiliary word refer to, they are helping words. See, main verb is an independent verb you can use without the help of other word, whereas auxiliary verbs are a independent verb. Sorry, this is the helping words. Auxiliary verbs are helping words. This is a independent. Main verb is an independent verb. Auxiliary words are a helping words. Clear? Example is, am, are, do, does, etc. In the sense which support the main verb, that is a auxiliary verb. Clear? You may take was, were. The use of these words you know very well that how to use. See here, these words directly doesn't represent any kind of a action. This is only a helping verbs. Clear? Whereas this reading, writing, playing, this directly represent the action of the noun or a pronoun, where these auxiliary verb represent the helping to the noun and pronoun verb. Clear, children? Is it clear? Types of the verb. Then next one is adverb. An adverb is a word or an expression that modifies a verb, comma, adjective, full stop. What is the adverb? Adverb is a word which modifies the verb or a adjective. See, I'll read the definition once again. An adverb is a word or an expression that modify a verb or adjective, full stop. Continue definition. It gives extra information about the action done. It gives the extra information about the action done. Example. adverb, adverb, she wore a beautiful dress. They lives in a beautiful house. So what is a adverb? Adverb is a word which modify the verb or a adjective. Clear? See here, she wore a beautiful dress. Adverb which modify the meaning of a verb. Clear? Adverb mainly modify the meaning of a verb, whereas wore, this is a verb. Clear? Which modify the meaning. She wore a dress, correct? But what kind of a dress she wore? She wore a beautiful. In the sense, the beautiful word which give meaning to the verb or which modify the verb. She wore it, correct? But what kind of a dress she is wearing? That was a beautiful, isn't it? So these adverb which modify the verb, whereas one more, see, they lives in a beautiful house. This lives is a what? Verb. Which kind of a house? That is a beautiful. Or they lives in a big house. Beautiful or a big. This is a adverb. So, in the sense which alter the meaning or which add the meaning of a verb, we use the adverb. Clear, children? Adverb is mainly which modify the meaning of a verb. So here, beautiful, then fast, slow, ugly, fat, thin. These are the words usually we use for the adverb. Adverb in the sense which emphasize, which stress the action. Clear? She run fast. Run is a word where we are adding fast, which shows the which kind of the action that she has done. Clear, children? So adverb specially modify the verb. Then next one is a preposition. Children, preposition I will do in the next class, because preposition is the topic where you will get 2 mark question in a part B section or in your grammar part, because they will give a sentence and middle they will give the blank. In that blank you have to use the exact preposition, and answer also they will give inside the bracket. That in the bracket preposition words are given, that you have to pick and write. For the 2 mark question, 2 mark you will get in the final exam. Now 1 mark question that I had given in your FA exam. Children, today whatever we thought, today you learn types of a noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective. These are the meaning today you learn. Again you have to, what you have written in your notes, that you have to read and you have to revise whatever you learned. Remaining parts of a speech that comes onwards, preposition, that I will take up in the next class, children. Till then, see you.